Hi Libra, welcome to your love reading for October 2018. This is Elizabeth from channeledguidance.com. Okay, so I've already shuffled the decks for you. Let's go ahead and begin. This is for confirmation, but let's go ahead and get 9 cards for you from this deck. This is a love reading for the sign of Libra for October 2018. The first card that you have is the Knight of Swords. Love reading for the sign of Libra for October. 7 of Swords. Love reading for the sign of Libra for October. The Empress. Love reading for the sign of Libra for October. The High Priest, which would be the Hierophant. Love reading for the sign of Libra for October. Ace of Rods. Love reading for the sign of Libra. The High Priestess. Love reading for the sign of Libra for October. 2 of Swords. Love reading for the sign of Libra for October. 3 of Pentacles. Love reading for the sign of Libra for October. 2 of Pentacles. What's the most important thing that Libra needs to hear about their love life for the month of October 2018? And you have the energy of a fire sign. So Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius, male or female, sun, moon, or rising. We'll come back to this card to see how it ties in with the reading, because it might actually be you. I've noticed in some of the signs, sometimes it is that sign we're doing the reading for, but it can just be the energy that you're in. We'll come back to that card. Okay, so let's look at the first row and see what you have going on. You have the Knight of Swords, the 7 of Swords, and the Empress. So the message that really stands out here obviously is the Empress, because it's a major arcana. This is significant. I mean, this is your love life. This is you having everything that you want in love. This is you having the person that you want. Maybe it's someone specific that you have in mind. This is marriage. This is children, stability, and abundance. But there's something weird going on there with the 7 of Swords. The 7 of Swords, I mean, this can represent deceit in some way. It can be self-deceit, or it can be somebody lying to you. I don't see anything in this spread that supports somebody lying to you. It just kind of, it seems like there's a choice that Libra has to make, and I'm going to get there in a minute. The bottom row is all 2s, which has to do with choices. It just seems like this is a time for action when it comes to the sign of Libra. You start off with the Knight of Swords. This is fast-moving energy. This is, kind of being unpredictable and spontaneous, because you have everything that you want right here, and it's so close. I feel like it's so close to you, but perhaps you're working against yourself with this energy from the 7 of Swords. I mean, this is the energy of being your own worst enemy. You've brainwashed yourself into thinking somebody doesn't love you anymore, somebody doesn't want you. Maybe you're thinking, I should do nothing, I should just wait. The Knight of Swords is not waiting. This is moving quickly. This is taking action. And maybe by not doing that, you're only hurting yourself with the 7 of Swords. You're in some way, maybe you've convinced yourself you should do nothing, when actually you should be doing something right now, because I see a lot of happiness with the Empress. Again, this is you having everything that you want when it comes to love or a very specific relationship. Maybe you've even convinced yourself that the person that you're involved with is lying to you in some way. But again, this can be a card of self-deceit. Now, in the second row here, interesting, you've got 2 major arcanas. You've got the Hierophant, which is the High Priest, and then the High Priestess with the Ace of Rods in the middle. So, you have these 2 really spiritual energies, the High Priest and the High Priestess. This could be a really kind of spiritual connection with somebody. And it just seems like you need to do something. You have the Ace of Rods. This is a new beginning. For some of you, this can even be a new relationship for you, because the Ace of Rods is kind of, erasing everything that's kind of happened in the past. This is wiping the slate clean, a new life, a new beginning for you. there's a lot of spiritual energy around your love life. I mean, this is very significant. The High Priest and the High Priestess together with the Ace of Rods. It's like you're being pulled in a direction with someone that can really kind of give you everything that you want. And this could be someone completely new. Or you might have a chance to kind of really heal and forgive and forget with this energy of the Ace of Rods. Again, this card usually comes up when there's been a lot of pain and a lot of fighting, misunderstanding, separations. This is wiping the slate clean and starting over. And it very well can be with someone who is a fire sign. Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius. But also, just like I told you at the beginning, it could be that you need to be a fire sign. Of course, you're an air sign. Some of you may have a moon or rising and a fire sign, but even if you don't, especially if you don't, there's an opportunity for you in the month of October to have it all, the Empress. But only if you take action, the Knight of Swords. If you do nothing, you're only hurting yourself. And then this row here, I just feel like there's a really deep connection waiting for you. The High Priest and the High Priestess. This can be, a soulmate connection, a twin flame connection. This is something brand new for you. Maybe something you've never experienced before, something you've never felt before. But if you do nothing, you get nothing. Now, the bottom row, look at this. Well, it's actually not all twos, but you have two of Swords, Three of Pentacles, and Two of Pentacles. So there are two number twos. Of course, there's the High Priestess, which is another two. There are choices that Libra has to make. You may have to choose between two people, two outcomes. You just have to make a decision. And usually when this card comes up, you don't want to choose. You feel like you can't decide. You can't make a decision. Maybe there's two people. Maybe you love both of them. Maybe you don't want to hurt either one of them. The Two of Swords does mean that you're stuck. You're not going anywhere. Your love life is not moving forward unless you choose. And that very well could be going on because you have the Two of Pentacles, which is, this just means that there's a lot of instability in your love life. It's like everything is just like up in the air. There are no answers. There's more questions than answers. But it could be that there's more questions than answers until you decide, until you take action, the Knight of Swords. And the Three of Pentacles is telling you you're going to have to do something. You're going to have to, if you want this energy from the Empress of having it all, if you want this spiritual connection that I see right here in the middle, you will have to, kind of go the extra mile in getting that relationship. And especially, you will have to make some type of choice or decision. You have to take action. Because it just seems that for Libra, it just seems like not much is happening. And it could be because you're not doing much right now. And again, the Seven of Swords is saying that by not doing anything, you're actually just hurting yourself. That's being your own worst enemy. You could be convincing yourself this is for the best. It probably isn't. Okay, let's get a few more cards. What other messages are there for the sign of Libra for October? You have the Nine of Rods. What other messages are there for the sign of Libra for October? The Five of Pentacles. What other messages are there for the sign of Libra for October? The Queen of Pentacles. So these three cards right here. With this energy, there is fear. The Nine of Rods, this is you being unable to just relax and just kind of open up emotionally. Or it could be your partner. This is, just kind of keeping yourself very well guarded and defenses up, walls up. And it can be someone who is an earth sign. Maybe someone, that you're involved with. Taurus, Virgo, or Capricorn. I just see the energy of someone here and someone just not being able to just open their heart and say, I love you, or I forgive you, or I'm interested in you, whatever it is. And there's a lot of suffering going on here. The Five of Pentacles, emotional poverty. Someone just feels, this is a really lonely energy. I mean, it's not the Suit of Cups, but it's still really lonely energy. Somebody just feels completely shut out emotionally. They just feel like they don't really fit in anywhere. Nobody cares. I know that sounds dramatic, but it is an energy of like, nobody cares. I don't belong anywhere. I don't connect with anyone. So much fear. And this could be, what somebody's feeling around you. Perhaps someone who is an earth sign, perhaps your partner. Again, it can be you. It's hard to say in a general reading. Let's go ahead and see what the confirmation deck wants to tell you. What other messages are there for the sign of Libra for October? You have the Devil. What other messages are there for the sign of Libra for October? Ten of Swords. What other messages are there for the sign of Libra for October? Ace of Pentacles. What's the most important thing that Libra needs to hear from this deck about their love life for October 2018? Three of Cups. Happiness. I mean, this also is a card of marriage and children. You can be happy again because, I mean, there's something going on here. The Devil, the Ten of Swords. This is telling you that you can find love again. You can be happy. This is you celebrating something. This can be you celebrating, reuniting with somebody with the Ace of Rods. Somebody telling you that they love you, a marriage proposal. I just see you being very happy here and celebrating some type of good news. Okay, so let's look at these three cards. The Devil. This feels like it's more of like, I mean, it can be so many different things. Unhealthy relationships, addictions, and all that. But, I mean, it's with the Ten of Swords, which does represent a betrayal, being stabbed in the back. And it could be that you don't trust, maybe you just don't trust your partner anymore. Or maybe you just don't trust anybody anymore. The Devil is kind of dark energy, negative energy, really being really pessimistic about love. And there is some really lonely energy in this reading. But there's also, you know, a strong message that you're in the middle of kind of, you know, coming together with a really kind of spiritual connection, something brand new, or just, you know, this obstacle, whatever is kind of standing in the way of this really spiritual connection, the obstacle will be removed to allow this new beginning. And here's another new beginning, the Ace of Pentacles, a very unexpected new beginning where there was a lot of heartache and pain and negative energy. This could have been a relationship where things got really ugly between you and your partner. Maybe there was cheating. You have the Seven of Swords. Maybe somebody did deceive you. I mean, this can be lying, deceit. And this is sometimes where you were stabbed in the back. You were betrayed. Obviously, this was a really negative time for you, but I see a very unexpected new beginning. It could be that somebody apologizes for what they did to you. They apologize that they lied to you. They cheated on you. They hurt you. Very unexpected new beginning. But action. The Knight of Swords, your very first card. Time of action. Perhaps making decisions. Perhaps you're just trying to decide, am I going to forgive this person? Do I want them back? Main energy, a fire sign. Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius. But there is a lot of happiness coming up for you. What we're going to do now is we're going to look at exes specifically. And we're going to use this deck right here. And this can be, you know, for an ex where you just broke up, or maybe you broke up weeks ago, months ago, even years ago. There is no kind of exception. If it's been years ago, it won't change the energy. So let's go ahead and shuffle that deck and see what comes up for you. Show me the energies around Libra and their ex. Show me the energies around Libra and their ex. What do they need to know? Show me the energies around Libra and their ex. Energies around Libra and their ex. Show me the energies around Libra and their ex. What do they need to know? Libra and their ex. Libra and their ex. Okay, so I want you to see what's at the bottom of the deck. This is interesting. At the bottom of the deck, the Ten of Swords. So, I mean, again, this does represent a betrayal, and you did have this as, you know, kind of a confirmation message. Here it is from the confirmation deck, Ten of Swords. So, a betrayal. But this also is a card of moving on. It's not just being betrayed. Yes, being betrayed, but it's time to move on. So perhaps it's time to forgive. Let's go ahead and get a few cards for you. Show us the energies around Libra and their ex. The Devil. Show us the energies around Libra and their ex. The Ace of Swords. Show us the energies around Libra and their ex. The Three of Cups. Show us the energies around Libra and their ex. The Eight of Cups. Show us the energies around Libra and their ex. The Five of Swords. Show us the energies around Libra and their ex. The Four of Wands. Okay, so this is really interesting. I feel like, you know, for those of you, because not everyone who watches these videos, like, you don't really have an ex. Some of you are still, some of the people that watch these videos are still with the person, and the person is not your ex. But if you're dealing with someone where you definitely did break up, it just really feels like something like really traumatic happened, like something really painful, really hurtful. I mean, it wasn't just that you had the Ten of Swords at the bottom of the deck and then it was, you know, it was a confirmation deck, but you start off with the Devil, and I mean, that energy was there. I'm looking for the card right now. That was one of the cards that I pulled for you from the confirmation deck, which is actually right here. So when it comes to exes, I mean, you have the Devil 2 times, which is kind of eye-opening. There is some really kind of negative energy or something really kind of disturbing that happened with your ex. Now, the good news is that your other repeat card is right here. You have the Three of Cups, which you actually have over there as well. So these are your 2 repeat cards in this X spread. So again, I mean, you're dealing with something as far as your ex where there was something really negative. Maybe this person was just really negative. They were really pessimistic about your relationship, maybe about your future. The Devil 2 times, that's eye-opening. But you do have the Ace of Swords. You know, this is a change of perspective, a change of mind. It could be that this person has changed. The Ace of Swords, this is, you know, this is somebody perhaps changing their mind. Maybe they were very pessimistic about love and commitment. The Ace of Swords can be a change of mind, a new way of thinking. Maybe they don't have that kind of dark outlook on relationships anymore. I see you being very happy with the Three of Cups. And it is a repeat card because you have it right here from the 9-card spread. Again, it just feels like, you know, a relationship that kind of like, a relationship that ended in disaster and betrayal. Because you also have the Five of Swords, which is a really difficult card. You're celebrating something around this. It just seems like, you know, perhaps you're reuniting with an ex where things looked absolutely hopeless. And like I said, it ended in disaster. The Devil 2 times and then the Five of Swords. Ouch. But I see you being very happy and celebrating. There's a new perspective. This person maybe is not as negative or destructive as they once were. And the Eight of Cups. This is a goodbye card. This is somebody choosing to exit a relationship because they were not happy. Maybe this was them. Right next to the Eight of Cups, you have the Five of Swords. A card of empty victories and very unwise decisions. I mean, the Five of Swords does represent decisions that come back to haunt you. So perhaps this person left. They felt like, you know, I will be happy maybe with someone else specifically, or, you know, I just need to find somebody else. I feel like, you know, they may be kicking themselves in the foot right now. I mean, this is the Five of Swords. This is an empty victory. Somebody got what they want, and now they're wishing they had never done that. They're wishing they could go back and change history. This is an unwise decision. You do have the Four of Wands there, which does represent marriage, commitment, and kind of, you know, a long-term relationship, a strong relationship, stability. So, I mean, I feel like for some of you here, this is hard to say. It's hard to say in these general readings. You would need a private reading. There is some type of really negative energy when it comes to your ex. And maybe they sabotage things with the Five of Swords. I mean, this is a card of sabotage. They ruined everything. Maybe by leaving, maybe by making other decisions. I mean, you had the Ten of Swords at the bottom of this deck when it actually came up in the confirmation deck. But regardless of, you know, the Devil being here 2 times and the Five of Swords, I see you celebrating the Three of Cups. There is some type of joy that that comes to you after a really dark time, you know, with this energy from the devil. This negativity, this sabotage that happened with your ex, you know, in leaving, somebody that chose to leave this relationship for whatever reason. There's a new perspective with the Ace of Swords, a new way of thinking about love and relationships, or maybe this has changed everything. Maybe this person is ready for commitment now. Maybe they're ready for something serious. They're ready for their relationship to keep growing. I see you being very happy here and celebrating. And again, you have 2 marriage cards lined up here, the 3 of Cups and the 4 of Wands. Both of these cards represent marriage. And if it's not marriage, then it's a very kind of fulfilling relationship, stability. All of this courtesy of the Ace of Swords, a new way of thinking. Your ex is no longer who they once were. Because you did have the 7 of Swords in the 9 card spread, which means that they could have lied to you. They could have been very sneaky. The 7 of Swords is a really sneaky energy. Put that together with the 5 of Swords, and that could have been a disaster. That could have been a disaster. But you did have, just kind of looking at the cards, I'm trying to find the cards that you had at the bottom row. You had the 2 of Swords and the 2 of Pentacles. There's a choice to be made. Here they are. There's a choice. You may have to choose whether you want them back or not. There's a lot of work that has to be done. Perhaps you're the one that has to choose. Again, hard to say in a general reading. I try to go over all the possible scenarios. There's just also, you know, a really kind of spiritual connection around you. You had the Hierophant and the High Priestess with the Ace of Rods in the middle. There's a lot of spiritual energy. Maybe to get you and your ex back, if you really belong together. People who belong together end up together, even if someone made a mistake. So just kind of keep that in mind. Because I do see something really negative here, but then I see a lot of happiness, you celebrating. Okay, Libra, this has been your love reading for October 2018. Hope you enjoyed it, and I will speak to you again next month.